The second you open your eyes, the war begins. That's right. The alarm clock doesn't just wake you up. It calls you to battle. The battle against laziness, the battle against excuses, the battle against yesterday's failures and tomorrow's fears. Every morning, the second you step out of bed, the world is either going to control you or you're going to control the world. Mornings are not neutral. They're not soft. They are either the foundation of greatness or the foundation of mediocrity. And the difference between the two, you are Dixon. The way you start your morning decides the way you end your day. And if you think mornings don't matter, look at your life. Look at your results and then tell me that story again. Morning is the most powerful weapon you've got, yet most people treat it like an afterthought, like something meaningless, like just another passing moment. And that's exactly why they fail. Let me tell you this, the way you start your morning sets the tone for the entire day, and the way you string those mornings together sets the tone for your entire life. But what do most people do? They wake up, hit snooze, roll over like their bed is a prison cell, and then they wonder why they're stuck, why nothing changes, why their life feels like a cycle of misery. The truth is simple. If you can't dominate your morning, you can't dominate anything. The alarm clock is not your enemy, it's your test. That sound in the morning, that vibration, that buzzing, it's not there to annoy you. It's there to ask you one question. Who's in control here? Are you in control of your life? Or are you letting weakness run the show? Every time you hit that snooze button, you're not just delaying your morning, you're delaying your destiny. You're making an agreement with laziness. You're bowing down to comfort. And once you surrender in that first battle, the rest of the day is already lost. You want to change your life. Start by changing your mornings. Stop treating the morning as a chore and start treating it as an opportunity. Every sunrise is a reset button, a chance to rewrite the script, to take control, to declare war on the excuses that have been chaining you down. But instead of grabbing that chance, most people waste it. They wake up and immediately grab their phone, scrolling through garbage, filling their mind with negativity before they've even had the chance to breathe. And then they wonder why they feel drained, distracted, defeated before the day has even begun. That's not bad luck. That's bad choices. Discipline is born in the morning. And the absence of discipline is also born in the morning. If you start your day weak, unfocused, reactive, your whole day will be weak, unfocused, reactive. You think this is small. You think this is just about waking up. No, it's about training your mind. It's about building a mentality that says, I run my life. My life doesn't run me. When you rise with purpose, you're setting the standard. You're sending a signal to your brain, your body, your spirit that you are in control, that you are the one calling the shots. And once you start your day with that kind of power, nothing can stop you. But here's the reality. Most of you don't start that way. You wake up, you drag your feet, you move slow, you mutter about how tired you are. You make excuses before you even step out of your bedroom. And then you wonder why nothing ever changes. If you can't even control the first hour of your day, how do you expect to control the rest of your life? If you can't even win that small battle, what makes you think you'll be ready for the big ones? This is why mornings matter. They're not just about getting up early. They're about proving to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses. There are two types of people in this world: those who own their mornings and those who are owned by them. And the difference between success and failure, strength and weakness, winners and losers, it lies right there in that choice, in that first decision of the day. Don't you dare tell me you want success. You want growth. You want change. If you can't even show up for yourself when the sun comes up, you don't deserve it. Success doesn't reward the lazy. Life doesn't hand victory to the ones who can't even drag themselves out of bed with fire in their chest. Success belongs to the disciplined, to the ones who use their morning like a weapon. Let me make this clear. Your morning is not a time to be wasted. It's a foundation to be built. If you start your day with weakness, your day collapses. If you start your day with strength, your day expands. Every habit you want to build, every goal you want to hit, every dream you want to achieve, it all begins with how you command your morning. And if you're wasting it, you're wasting yourself. So when that alarm clock hits tomorrow, remember this: it's not just noise. It's a challenge. It's a line in the sand. It's the first battle of the day. And you either conquer it or you surrender to it. And if you keep surrendering, don't be surprised when life keeps beating you down. But if you rise, if you stand, if you declare war on weakness the moment your eyes open, you will take back control. And that control will bleed into every single part of your life. That is why mornings matter. That is why mornings separate the powerful from the powerless. And that is why, if you want to change your life, if you want to break free, if you want to unleash the best version of yourself, you start right here, right now, in the morning. You want positive energy. Then stop sitting around waiting for it like it's some kind of gift the universe is going to drop in your lap. Positive energy is not a lottery ticket. It's not some magical feeling that shows up when the stars align. It's something you create, something you command, something you force into existence. But here's the ugly truth. Most people don't want to do the work. They'd rather complain, whine, and scroll through empty words of encouragement, pretending that reading a motivational quote is going to change their life. It won't. Nothing changes until you do. Every single morning, champions face the same battles you face. They wake up tired. They wake up sore. They wake up unmotivated. The difference is they don't let those feelings dictate their day. They drag themselves up. They put their feet on the ground and they declare war on weakness. That's what separates the ones who build greatness from the ones who waste their lives away. You think positivity is about feeling good. No, real positivity is about refusing to let excuses and negativity run your life. Stop waiting for motivation to magically appear. Stop expecting energy to just rise out of thin air. Energy is earned. Motivation is built. Positivity is created through action, through discipline, through making choices that strengthen you instead of destroy you. You want to feel strong. Start doing the things that make you strong. You want to feel powerful. Stop hiding from discomfort. You want positivity. Stop indulging in habits that poison your mind and weaken your spirit. It's not rocket science. It's war. And if you want to win that war, you need to fight. The problem is most people don't want to fight. They want the easy road. They want comfort. They want to wake up feeling like superheroes without ever putting in the work. But here's reality. You don't get the reward without the sacrifice. You don't get the energy without the discipline. You don't get the fire without striking the match. Champions aren't born, they're built. And they're built in the moments when nobody's watching, in the mornings when they don't want to move, in the hours when the bed is warm, the body is weak, and the excuses are screaming. That's where positivity is created, not in fantasies, not in comfort, in discipline, in pain, in the act of pushing yourself beyond what feels good and stepping into what builds strength. You say you want a better life, then stop negotiating with laziness. Stop giving weakness a seat at the table. Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you're feeding your weakness. Every time you choose excuses over action, you're killing your own future. You want positivity, then kill the excuses and fight for it. Positivity is not about walking around with a fake smile plastered on your face. It's not about pretending everything is fine. It's about refusing to let negativity win. It's about choosing strength over weakness, clarity over chaos, growth over stagnation. It's about looking life in the eye and saying, I care how I feel. I don't care how heavy it is. I don't care how impossible it seems. Today, I will move. Today, I will fight. Today, I will win. That's positivity. That's real power. And you want to know what happens when you start generating that energy every morning. Everything changes. The way you walk changes. The way you talk changes. The way people respond to you changes. You stop looking like a victim and start moving like a warrior. You stop begging for life to give you scraps and start demanding more from yourself. And when you demand more from yourself, life eventually gives you more. That's the secret nobody wants to tell you. You don't wait for energy, you create it. You don't wait for motivation, you build it. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up and you don't feel like moving, understand this, you have two choices. You can let weakness win, or you can create power. You can let negativity consume you, or you can generate positivity through action. It won't feel good at first. It will hurt. It will burn. But that's the point. That's how warriors are built. You rise not because it's easy. You rise because it's hard. And in that difficulty, in that struggle, in that relentless fight, you create something greater than comfort. You create strength. You create discipline. You create a fire that no weakness can ever put out. That's the truth about positive energy. It's not soft. It's not gentle. It's not handed to you. It's forged in fire, carved in discipline, built in mornings when you don't want to move. And the ones who embrace that truth, the ones who stop waiting and start creating, they are the ones who rise above the rest. Here's the truth. Nobody wants to admit positivity is not something you wait around to feel. It's not a mood. It's not some random emotion that shows up when life is easy and everything is perfect. It is a decision. It is a weapon. And every single morning, you either sharpen that weapon or you let it rust. Too many people walk around acting like they're victims of their emotions, like they're slaves to whatever their mind decides to throw at them. I don't feel motivated today. I don't feel happy today. I don't feel like I can do it today. Do you hear yourself? Do you hear the weakness dripping from your words? If positivity is something you wait to feel, then your life will always be ruled by chaos. You don't wait for positivity, you declare it, you command it. You demand it from yourself before the world even has a chance to challenge you. Because here's the reality. The world doesn't care how you feel. The world doesn't care if you're tired, stressed, angry, or broken. The world is still going to come at you with problems, with obstacles, with battles. And if you're waiting to feel positive before you act, you'll never move, you'll never fight, you'll never win. You'll spend your life trapped in hesitation, controlled by moods, paralyzed by weakness. You want to know what separates warriors from victims? The decision. Warriors don't wait for the right mood. They create the right mindset. Warriors don't ask, do I feel like it today? They tell themselves, it doesn't matter how I feel, I will do it anyway. That is the essence of positivity. It's not a feeling, it's a refusal to surrender. It's standing tall in the face of chaos and saying, I will not be broken. That's positivity. It's not soft, it's not gentle. It's a weapon sharpened by discipline. And let's be clear, when you wake up in the morning, you are already in the fight. The question is, are you building momentum or are you building excuses? Every action you take in those first few hours is either fuel for your fire or it's poison for your spirit. Do you wake up and feed your mind with power, with clarity, with intention? Or do you roll over, grab your phone, and start injecting garbage into your brain before you've even taken a deep breath? Because if you're doing that, don't be surprised when the rest of your day is a disaster. Don't act confused when you feel drained, scattered, and weak. You did that to yourself. You think you can just wing it. You think you can let your morning spiral out of control and somehow regain it later? Wrong. The first hour of your day dictates everything. If you dominate it, you dominate the rest. If you lose it, the rest of the day crumbles. That's why the greats protect their mornings like their life depends on it. Because it does. Your future depends on what you choose in those quiet early hours when nobody's watching. So ask yourself, are you programming your mind for victory or for defeat? Are you fueling your spirit with discipline or feeding it with excuses? Because here's the reality, if you can't win that first battle of the morning, you won't win anything else. If you can't show up for yourself when it's hardest, don't you dare expect success to show up for you later. Life doesn't reward the weak, it punishes them. Stop acting like positivity is some mystical energy you're waiting to fall from the sky. It's a choice. It's a declaration. It's a decision you make every single day. You either rise with power or you collapse with weakness. And the difference is not your mood, not your feelings. It's your discipline. Do you have the courage to command yourself? Do you have the strength to look at your laziness and say, you don't get to win today? That's where positivity lives. That's where power is born. And let me make this very clear. If you keep waiting to feel like it, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. Feelings are liars. Feelings will betray you. Feelings will convince you to stay small, to stay weak, to stay safe. But discipline never lies. Discipline never betrays you. Discipline builds momentum. And momentum builds power, and power builds victory. That's how positivity works. Not by chance, by choice. So tomorrow morning, When you open your eyes, remember this, you're not just waking up, you're stepping into battle. And you don't wait for the right mood before you swing your sword. You sharpen your blade, you grip it tight, and you strike first. You declare, this is my day, and I will not be ruled by weakness. That is how you build positivity. That is how you create energy. That is how you take control. Let's get one thing straight right now. Your morning is not a time for weakness. It is not a time for hesitation. It is not a time for wandering around aimlessly, reacting to whatever nonsense the world throws at you. Your morning is a battlefield, and if you're not ready to fight, you've already lost. The moment your eyes open, the war begins. The question is, are you showing up as a warrior or as a coward hiding under the sheets? Because the truth is simple. If you start your day defeated, the rest of your day is nothing but damage control. People love to say mornings are hard. You know what's harder? Living a life you hate because you chose comfort over discipline. You think hitting that snooze button is harmless. You think lying there for just 5 more minutes doesn't matter. It matters more than you realize, because that single moment is not about sleep. It's about surrender. It's about weakness winning. It's about you letting laziness take control before you've even had a chance to stand. And when laziness wins that first round, it doesn't stop. It follows you all day. It infects your decisions. It poisons your mindset. It drags you down into mediocrity. You think it's just one choice, but it's not. It's a signal to your brain that you are not in control. And once your brain believes that, you're finished. But when you fight back, when that alarm rings and you rise up like a soldier reporting for duty, you send the opposite signal. You declare war. You tell yourself and the world, I am in control today. I command my actions. I dictate my destiny. That one choice, that one act of defiance against weakness sets the tone for everything else. And suddenly, the excuses lose their power. The distractions shrink. The negativity has no place to land. You've built momentum. And momentum is the one thing weakness cannot fight. You see, mornings are not about what you feel. They're about what you choose. Nobody wakes up feeling like a champion every single day. Nobody wakes up with endless energy, endless motivation, endless fire. But champions don't wait for fire. They create it. They don't roll out of bed hoping the day gives them energy. They demand energy from themselves. They stand tall. They breathe deep. They focus and they declare, today is mine. That's the difference. That's the separation. That's why some people stay average while others rise to greatness. And let's talk about greatness for a second, because too many of you throw that word around like it's cheap. Greatness doesn't come from talent. Greatness doesn't come from luck. Greatness doesn't even come from dreams. Greatness comes from habits. Daily, repetitive, disciplined habits. And the most important one of all, how you start your day. Because if you can conquer yourself in the morning, you can conquer anything. But if you can't even win that battle, don't you dare talk about greatness. Don't you dare talk about success. Don't you dare dream about building something extraordinary when you can't even defeat your own weakness before breakfast. Every morning you are faced with 2 versions of yourself, the weak one and the powerful one. The weak one wants comfort, ease, safety. The weak one says, stay in bed, take it slow, you deserve it. And then there's the powerful one, the beast inside of you that's waiting to be unleashed. The one that says, get up, move, push, build, dominate. Which one do you listen to? That's the real question. That's the decision that defines your life. Because here's the brutal truth. Every single day is a test. And every single morning is the first question on that test. If you fail the first question, don't expect to ace the exam. Life doesn't care about your excuses. Life doesn't care how tired you are. Life doesn't care what happened yesterday. Life only asks one thing: are you stronger than your weakness today? If the answer is no, then your destiny is sealed. If the answer is yes, then you've earned the right to fight for more. So stop whining about mornings. Stop telling yourself you're not a morning person. That's weakness talking. And weakness has been lying to you for far too long. You don't have to like mornings. You have to own them. You have to crush them. You have to bend them to your will until they serve you. Because once you own the morning, you own the day. And once you own the day, you own your future. That's how it works. That's how it always works. So tomorrow morning, when the alarm explodes in your ear, you have a choice: rise or fall, fight or surrender, command or collapse. And if you have the courage to rise, to fight, to command, then you've already won. You've already declared victory before the rest of the world has even opened its eyes. That's what it means to dominate the morning. That's what it means to build momentum. That's what it means to step into your power and refuse to give it up. Remember this: mornings don't break you. Weakness does. And weakness only wins if you let it. So stop letting it. Stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Rise up, stand tall, fight back, and take control, because the morning belongs to the strong. And if you want to live strong, you start strong. No excuses, no delays, no surrender. There comes a point in your life where you either rise up and claim everything that belongs to you, or you stay on your knees begging for scraps. And that point is not some distant future. That point is every single morning. That point is every single moment you decide whether you are in control or whether the world controls you. That point is here. That point is now. And if you don't seize it, you don't deserve it. Let me tell you something most people will never admit. Life doesn't care about your potential. Life doesn't care about your dreams. Life doesn't care about what you could do, what you should do, or what you want to do. Life only responds to one thing: execution. And execution requires ownership. And ownership begins the moment you open your eyes. That's why mornings matter more than you realize. That's why starting strong is not optional. It's survival. But here's the tragedy. Most people live like victims instead of warriors. They wake up already defeated. They drag themselves out of bed. They shuffle into the day like prisoners, chained by their excuses, enslaved by their laziness, addicted to mediocrity. And then they have the audacity to complain that life isn't fair. Life is not supposed to be fair. Life is supposed to be conquered. And if you don't conquer it, it will crush you without hesitation. Every single morning is your opportunity to stand up and declare, not today, not me, not my life. But instead, you hit snooze, you crawl back under the covers, and you surrender. You hand your destiny to weakness and wonder why nothing changes. Stop pretending. Stop lying to yourself. You're not unlucky. You're undisciplined. You're not stuck. You're comfortable. And comfort is killing you. Slowly, silently, brutally, the powerful know this truth. Mornings are sacred. They are not wasted on laziness. They are not handed over to chaos. They are not destroyed by distraction. They are used. Every second counts. Every choice matters. Every action builds momentum. That's why the strong wake up and move before the world even notices they're alive. That's why they start with discipline, with focus, with fire, because they know something the weak will never understand. Control the morning, control the day, control the day, control the life. You want success? Then stop waiting for it to knock on your door. Stop wishing for it to fall into your lap. Success doesn't visit the lazy. Success doesn't waste its time on the undisciplined. Success doesn't show up to people who spend their mornings scrolling, snoozing, or sulking. Success bows to the relentless. Success serves the focused. Success belongs to the one who wakes up with fury, with purpose, with an unshakable refusal to be average. And let me tell you what separates winners from losers. It's not talent, it's not luck, it's not opportunity, it's this. Winners attack their mornings like their life depends on it, because it does. Losers hand their mornings away, and with it, they hand away their future every single day. That's the difference. That's the separation. That's the truth that most people are too weak to face. So what are you going to do? Keep making excuses. Keep convincing yourself that you'll start tomorrow. Keep pretending that your lack of discipline is something other than cowardice. Or are you finally going to look in the mirror and admit the truth? You're the problem and you're the solution. You're the chain and you're the key. You're the weakness and you're the strength. It's always been you versus you, and the morning is where that war is fought. So wake up tomorrow and treat it like the battlefield it is. Stand up with fire in your chest, fury in your soul, and determination in your bones. Don't crawl into the day like a victim. Storm into it like a conqueror. Don't drag your feet. Slam them into the ground with power. Don't whisper your intentions. Roar them with conviction, because mornings are not given, they're taken, they're seized, they're conquered. And if you don't take them, someone else will. This is not about being motivated. Motivation is weak. This is about being relentless. This is about being disciplined. This is about being obsessed with victory. And the victory doesn't come to the hesitant, it comes to the aggressive. Victory doesn't come to the comfortable, it comes to the dangerous. Victory doesn't come to the ones who wait, it comes to the ones who strike. And if you want it, if you need it, if you're hungry enough for it, then you will rise in the morning like a warrior ready for war. Because the morning is war, life is war, success is war, and only the ruthless, only the disciplined, only the relentless will survive it. The rest will be left behind, buried by their own excuses, crushed by their own weakness, forgotten by their own cowardice. Don't let that be you, not now, not ever. So I'll leave you with this: when that alarm hits tomorrow, you have two choices: rise or fall, fight or surrender, conquer or collapse. And the decision you make in that moment doesn't just define your morning, it defines your destiny. Choose strength, choose fire, choose war, and win. And now we arrive at the truth you've been running from, the truth you've been hiding behind excuses to avoid. Every single day begins with war, not a war against the world, not a war against your boss, your family, your circumstances, a war against yourself, against your weakness, against your laziness, against the voice in your head that tells you to stay down, stay soft, stay safe. That voice is the enemy. And if you don't destroy it every single morning, it will destroy you. So here's the reality. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to push you out of bed. No one is coming to hand you success. It's you. It has always been you. And if you can't rise up in the morning with discipline, with rage, with purpose, then you don't deserve what you're asking for. Stop begging, stop wishing, stop pretending. You don't get what you want in life. You get what you EARN. And earning begins at sunrise. Earning begins when the alarm explodes and you choose whether to be a coward or a conqueror. Earning begins when you drag yourself out of comfort and into pain. Earning begins when you refuse to surrender your morning to weakness. That's when power is forged. That's when destiny is built. That's when champions are created. So tomorrow, when your alarm hits, don't hit snooze, hit back. Don't crawl, charge. Don't whisper, RAR, tear the day apart before it even has a chance to fight you. And when life dares to break you, when pain dares to test you, when weakness dares to tempt you, stand tall, scream in its face, and declare with every ounce of fire in your soul, I will not stop, I will not surrender, I will not bow, I do in my mornings, I do in life, I why distai. This is not motivation, this is not inspiration, this is YR. And in war, there are no excuses, no second chances, no mercy. There is only victory. So wake up tomorrow and teki it, tekene tek ly, teki your life, teke iver I